Proud to be here along with Secretary Monica Tibbits-Nutt and members of our administration, joining with the wonderful folks of Burlington, Representative Ken Gordon, Brian White, who's the director of the DPW here, AFSCME leadership as well. We have Mark Bernard and Jim Durkin, and Jerry is also here as well. Thank you to all the workforce. So we wanted to come by today because we think what our administration has done is pretty special. The other day I filed a budget, and in our budget we went big on transportation. We filed a budget that proposes $8 billion in transportation funding over the next 10 years. That is huge in terms of what we're trying to do with investments in transportation. What does this mean for you? What does this mean for cities and towns? It means that we're going to get out there and give our cities and towns money to fix those potholes, fix those sidewalks, fix those dams and culverts and bridges, fix our roads, improve our infrastructure. We're also going to put more money into commuter rail and regional transit authorities to stabilize operations there. We know how important it is. No matter where you live in Massachusetts, you've got to be able to get around. And we are an administration and a team that is not interested in kicking the can down the road on this, which is why we've gone so big on transportation funding. We also filed a bill, Chapter 90. That's the legislation that helps us get money to cities and towns for their own infrastructure work. And we're joined today by by our town administrator here in Burlington, Paul Sagarino, who can tell you how important this funding is. $1.5 billion over the next 5 years is what we're proposing for Chapter 90 funding to get out to cities and towns, to take care of the issues, the sidewalks, bridges, dams, roads, as I mentioned. This is a quality of life issue, and we want to make life as great as possible for residents here in the state. Secretary of Transportation Monica Tibbits-Nutt, I'll invite her to say a few words. I really appreciate her leadership, not only on the Transportation Task Force that recently presented me with recommendations and a report, but also in securing significant funding for our administration, West East Rail, Cape Cod Bridges, the Alston Modal Project as well, and helping design and architect what we've proposed in terms of this significant budget proposal around transportation funding and Chapter 90 funding.
Thank you, Governor. As the Governor said, this administration has really leaned in. We've known for a very long time that we've needed additional transportation infrastructure. We've needed more investment, and this proposed budget gives us that, not just for this year, but for the next 10 years. And I think when you look around and when you look at the teams here within Burlington, this shows what happens when an administration partners with a community that wants to build housing, wants to continue to invest in economic development. And what they need is the additional transportation funding to make it so they can continue to do the awesome work that they're doing. So we're incredibly excited to be here today, incredibly excited for this next year. And like I said, this is going to be a big year. As the Governor said, we're not kicking the can down the road. We're going to be aggressive, just like we have been for the last 2 years. So we're excited to be here. I want to continue to say great job to Burlington, and thank you for being such an amazing partner.
Yeah, huge thanks to all the folks in Burlington Select Board, our town administrator, head of our DPW, all the DPW workers. It was snowing a little bit earlier, so I know they're hard at work today. But also we're showing off this great new plow, a beautiful, beautiful piece of equipment. And these are the kinds of investments and support we want to give to our cities and towns. So thanks, everyone.